What's up, everybody? Here I am, the second day in San Salvador, and here I am right now. I'm here at the house solo. No hay nadie aquí, and I just want to share what has happened to me since I got here. Well, first I already posted my experience. Getting on an airplane, leaving LAX, and then when I arrived finally in San Salvador, I got off the plane and it was like straight culture shock because, you get off the plane, you realize, okay, wait a minute, you're not in America no more. Like, I'm used to seeing, many cultures in my city, but for the most part, black and white people. But there are many other cultures that in my city, but I didn't see none of that. I got off the plane and everywhere, Latino, Latinas, Latino, Latinas. And that was kind of weird. I was kind of like, okay, here we go. This is really the real thing. This is really it. I'm really here. So now my Spanish has to kick in for real now. Of course, it's good. One thing that's good is that in the airport, people speak English. Of course, it's important for them to be able to kind of, be able to switch back and forth between Spanish and English. But there was a few people that I had to encounter that did not. They did not, for one lick, speak any English. So I get to the immigrations where I have to check in, and they ask me, so what are you coming here for? And I said, I'm here to visit mi amiga. I don't want to say mi novia. But so yeah, I'm here to visit her, and they said, okay, well, where is that at? And I said, I gave her, showed her my cell phone with the address that was given to me, the only address that I knew. And she said, oh, that's not enough information. She said, where are you going? I said, oh, to the city. I said, Delgado? And she said, no, where are you going? I said, San Salvador? And then I said, I had to say, perdón, pero yo no puedo entender español mejor que yo puedo hablar. And she just kind of gave me a little smirk. She said, stamp, and she let me go. And I said, en español. I said, necesitas para mí conseguir mi novia o mi amiga y regresar aquí con ella. And she said, no, go ahead. You're good. And she, I guess, figured, I really am not about coming here doing something bad. I really am not. I'm here to see her. That's it. And then then I get to another part where they said, where's your paper? ¿Dónde está tu papeles? I didn't understand, I got what she was saying. And I was like, what paper? And looking around, I'm kind of a little, confused. And then she said, no puedes salir hasta recibes tus papeles. And I said, okay. So I'm looking around, and then a guy says in English, the papers are over there. And I said, okay. So then I get to filling out the paper, and I look, and I was like, wait a minute, this is all in Spanish. But then I saw a finer print next to that, or up underneath it, and I saw all English. So I was like happy for that. I was like, ooh, I don't feel like, before I saw it was in English, I was like, I hope I don't, feeling the wrong thing or something like that. So anyways, they had English, so I was able to get through that. Went back to the lady. She said, okay, senor. And then she took the paper, said, check the bolsa, allá. I said, my bag over here, check. She said, yes. And so then scanned it, got out the airport, or got through the checkout, got in. She said, okay, you go through here, all in Spanish, go through here. And, this is where your people will be waiting for you. It's a really small airport. So I'm walking around, I'm looking, I got people saying, taxi, senor, taxi, everybody, taxi. I'm like, no, estoy aquí para visitar a alguien, tengo un taxi esperando para mí. And so then I go, and as soon as I step out the gate, boom, who do I see? A mi novia. Me sentí muy, muy feliz, contento, tranquilo. Y ella, she was waiting, and she was like, come on, let's go. She was like ready on it. She was happy, excited. I think people were like kind of looking around like, "Whoa, what is this black guy here?" I know they had to be thinking like, "He's came to Salvador." Kind of, I don't know. I mean, just the feeling, like, wow, he's coming here. Okay, all right, cool. Everybody, it's cool. I didn't feel no, you know, prejudice or racism or anything like that. So far, so good. I've walked already in the streets already. Everything's been great, awesome. And so we hop in the cab, we driving, and again, I realize I'm not in America again. I mean, it's a completely different world, and it's been great. Stopped, went to a pupusería para comer pupusas, and they had a guy. He's selling bootleg DVDs, bootleg CDs. I wanted to buy one so I could take back home, pero no compré nada. And then let's see, we hopped back in the cab. Drove around the city. I mean, I see some parts around here that, will make parts of America blush. Some of the worst parts of America blush. If you think we got it bad in America, yeah, come on down here. You're going to understand something. You're going to see something completely different. They say we got ghettos there. No. I mean, we got ghettos, and I know they're tough and they're rough and they're hard, but this is a whole nother situation here. So we got through that part, and she tells me, "Oh yeah, I used to live in this part, a long time ago." And I'm like, "Oh, you lived here? Oh, you're brave. You're very brave. I could see how you're so courageous to do whatever, to just be free to do whatever you want, be comfortable, you know." And so came back to her house, we chilling, and later we go to a supermarket, we walked, and of course I was like telling myself I was gonna stay in the house the whole time. I wasn't gonna go nowhere. I was just gonna go to church and then sit at the house and do nothing else, really. I mean, unless we was in a car going to someplace, hopefully like a mall where there's a lot of people and it's just nothing's going on. But I walked down a regular street where, I looked on YouTube, looked at videos, and saw people, streets and people and someone driving down and recording what's going on. And so I actually walked it. So I feel comfortable. I feel safe. I'm sure that it's no different from me leaving my block back in Seattle, and where when I walk down that street, it's completely quiet, but maybe down like 5 or 6 blocks away is where there might be some crime or something going on, or there could be if you're walking around the wrong hours or whatever. I mean, which I feel completely safe walking around. And I did the same thing here, walking to the church. We started to walk or get on the bus, which still I'm a little unsure about the bus, but I had someone who told me do not ride a bus, but I may give it a try. I was going to try last night, but the bus was kind of delayed a little bit, so we started walking. Then as soon as we started walking, the bus passed us by, so we just continued to walk. The bus ride walking was only like 10 minutes away. It felt like I was walking on Aurora Avenue in Seattle or something like that, but with more people. Some busier parts of Aurora or Pack Highway or something, the busy parts where you might see, a street where there's a bunch of people walking. And, man, I had a good time. Went to church and then walked back and even record a video late night where they tell you do not be walking around with your camera. But I just had to get video and footage, and I did that. So, and that's the story right now. I'm on day 2, and I am going to enjoy myself. So that is the deal. Day 2, San Salvador. Estoy aquí por 6 días más. Deseo puede ser más tiempo para visitar aquí, pero tengo que hacer cosas en los Estados Unidos. And este es the end. Estoy terminando este video. A mis amigos en todo el mundo, ojalá que les gustan este video. Mis experiencias, un día primero, y voy a poner más, un video por día, aquí, Lenguajero y YouTube, y a mi familia también. Adiós.